Hey y'all, I'm excited. I'm excited because today is my 2-year sober anniversary, bitch. Yes, it's been 2 years since I've had a drop of alcohol in my system at all. It's been an up and down 2 years. I'm not gonna lie. I've had many times where I've been triggered and wanted to drink, but I said, look, Olivia, you've lost so much weight. Y'all, look at how I look now. Okay, look at how I look. And you'll see, because I'm going to post a video at the end about how I got sober and how sick I was and how different I looked back then in early 2022. Because I made a video explaining what happened because I had pancreatitis really bad from my alcoholism. And I looked totally different back then. And I've lost a total of 70 pounds in the past 2 years, okay? And alcohol was ruining my life, y'all. I didn't care how fat I was getting. I was always in pain in my stomach, but I kept drinking until I couldn't drink anymore. Until I couldn't keep water down. Like, that's how bad I was, okay? I would wake up and have a glass of wine before I had breakfast, okay? I would go to bed and have 3 or 4 glasses of wine before anything. Like, I didn't even brush my teeth for weeks. I would waste fucking $50 a day just getting my alcohol just stocked up. I would have fucking alcohol all in my drawers more than my clothes. It got so bad to where like I didn't know where to put my clothes. So I just put my clothes in my spare room and I put all my like bottles of like vodka and wine in my like drawers like they were clothes. It was insanity, y'all. I was obsessed with alcohol. I felt like I couldn't go on dates without drinking. I felt like I couldn't have sex without drinking. I felt like I couldn't make videos without drinking. Like, it was crazy. My alcoholism started when I was 20, and it just kept getting worse and worse each year. Each year, I kept getting more and more of a drunk. Even before I got sick with pancreatitis, I went to rehab. I was sober for a few months, but of course, I relapsed when my grandmother passed away in 2020 and back in 2020. And ever since 2020 until 2022, I was drinking a shit ton. And I was drunk driving. I was using guys just to get drunk off of them. Okay? My brain was so fucked up. I don't remember some parts of those years. Yeah. Most of my 20s, up until I had the pancreatitis attack, was filled with me being drunk as fuck. And it was because of a lot of things. I'm not going to touch on all that in this video because I'm going to start crying. I did my makeup good. I look good. I don't want to start fucking boo-hooing on here. But a lot of the trauma that I've endured is why I drank, okay? Like, I wanted just to forget that I had bipolar. I wanted to forget that I had all the traumas that I had. I wanted to forget that I was scared of driving, so I would drive drunk. It was stupid. But I'm happy to say that I've been able to date sober. I've been able to have sex sober. I've been able to make videos sober. I've been able to look motherfucking good and lose 70 pounds sober. I've been able to live life sober. And that's a big accomplishment, okay? I may have not accomplished all my goals, but I've accomplished these big ass goals. And also, my will to live is stronger than my desire to drink, okay? That's just the main thing that I've realized over the past 2 years, because when I was in the hospital, like when my stomach was out here, I looked pregnant. I was having like stabbing pains in my stomach and I couldn't even wipe my own ass. All the nurses had to wipe my ass and had to clean up my puke. I asked them, will I ever be able to drink again? They said, no, Olivia, you won't. You have too much scarring in your liver and your pancreas. Your scarring is just too much. And if you were to ever start drinking again, you will probably die a very young, painful death. And it's like my will to live trumps my desire to get fucked up. There's been so many bad days where I wanted to drink and I realized, is it really worth it? Do you want to go to the hospital? Do you want to end up dead because you want to get fucked up and escape these damn feelings? No, bitch, you don't. And I go for a fucking walk or I go for a jog or something. I walk my damn dog or something, okay? I have been able to cope better. I've been able to look better, and I may not be as accomplished as other women my age, but bitch, I was going through a motherfucking lot. From 20 years old to 27, I was a damn drunk addict, okay, that couldn't get her shit together. But bitch, I've lost 70 pounds. I'm still in therapy. I'm doing a lot better than I did when I made this video, because I'm about to just put this video in. This is a video I made right after I had, well, it wasn't right after, it was like a month and a half after I had my pancreatitis attack. And I looked totally different than I do now. And I looked so much different, and you'll see the difference. But yes, alcoholism is a bitch, and it does creep up in my psyche. But when I'm down, I look at how far I've came. And I thank you guys for supporting me. The haters who secretly support me, the ones who hate me for my views on niggas and stuff that secretly support me. I love you divested ladies. I love everybody who secretly supports me. And here's my video, and you can see the difference. Hey y'all, what it is, bitch. Okay, so you guys, I'm finally back, and I didn't intend to not make videos for this fucking long, but girl, this has been the most hardest few months of a year I've ever experienced, you guys. I was deathly sick, and it's because of my addiction. Anybody who's watched me for the past few years knows that I, was on and off as far as my alcoholism. I went to a rehab center back in 2019, and I was sober for a few months, then I relapsed. And then this past summer, last summer, I went to a psych ward, and, I got sober for like a few weeks, and I relapsed again. And me being the person I am, after I relapsed this past summer, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna keep drinking. What's the point of relapsing all the time and trying to get sober if I keep falling off the wagon? If I keep getting triggered and I keep having to drink? What is the point of even trying to keep going to AA? What's the point of even trying to be sober? So from I'd say July of 2021 until January, bitch, I was drinking, and I was slowly killing myself and not even realizing it. I did not realize how much damage I caused my fucking body until January 20th, 2022, when I got extremely fucking ill and I damn near died. So just for a little backstory, throughout the months of July 2021 till January 20th, I was having random shooting pain in my upper gut, like up my upper stomach, like right below my boobs, like right around here where your pancreas is, right? But at the time when I was actively drinking, I didn't realize that was my pancreas acting up. I literally just thought it was gas pains. So all I would do is literally take Gas X and still keep drinking. So for months, you guys, I had this really sharp, dull pain that would just shoot across my stomach, and it would go away. I mean, it would stay there, and I would bloat up for I'd say a day or two, then it would go away. And then I was like, okay, maybe that's just gas pain. I think I even called my primary care doctor, and I was like, hey, I'm having this random gas pain in my upper stomach. Should I go to the hospital? And my doctor told me it was just IBS. So I believe my doctor that it was just IBS, and I kept on drinking, and I think she even gave me IBS medicine this past summer, and I started taking that, and it helped a little bit, and I kept on drinking. But bitch, I didn't realize it was not IBS. It was something way more serious. So the day of January 20th, I wake up and I'm extremely nauseous. And the pain that I have is excruciating. The pain is more than just my upper stomach. It's in my whole stomach. My belly swelled up so much, you guys. I looked like I was 3 months pregnant. I woke up with this huge fucking belly bump. I had stabbing pains, almost like somebody had a hot ass knife and they were just going to town in my fucking stomach. It just felt like someone was just stabbing all different parts of my fucking belly. And I was I was in excruciating fucking pain. And me being the alcoholic bitch that I was, me being the stupid alcoholic, wet brain bitch that I was, I thought that the reason why I was hurting so bad was because I was going through alcohol withdrawal. Because not only was I hurting really bad, I was nauseous as fuck. And I woke up and I threw up 2 times right when I woke up. And me being stupid, I drank a glass of wine, thinking that this was alcohol withdrawal, thinking that my body was, my body was just going through withdrawals and I needed alcohol. So I drank a glass of wine that morning. Bitch, that was the worst thing I ever did. I started projectile vomiting everything up. Everything I ate the day before, everything I ate the week before, whatever. I vomited I'd say 10 times before I went to the hospital. It was so bad that I was sweating profusely. And also I was when I was vomiting so hard that I was seeing dots in my eyes. I was vomiting so hard that I damn near passed out. Not only did I almost pass out, I couldn't walk. It scared my parents half to death. My mom almost called 911 on me, and I said, no, please, you just drive me. You have to, just please drive me there. I don't want to be picked up in an ambulance. It's going to freak me out more. So y'all, I couldn't even walk. My mom literally had to get a wheelchair that my dad used to use when he first had a stroke to wheel me out to her van, literally pick me up from the wheelchair because I couldn't even freaking walk. The pain was so excruciating that I couldn't even hold up my own body weight. Like, my stomach was way out to here, and I was just like bent over in pain, excruciating pain. Like I said, it felt like 100 knives were all stabbing me at one time, burning knives. Like, it hurt like hell. I'm like, either something exploded in there or I'm rotting inside. And I was kind of right. I was basically rotting inside. And let me explain it. So after vomiting all over the ER floor and waiting a whole hour and a half to finally get seen, after they do all the CT scans and the blood work and the freaking, what do they do? They also did something else. They did blood work, CT scan, and I think an ultrasound. They say, half your pancreas is dying. I'm like, what? They're like, you have pancreatitis and it's very severe and you're having necrosing cells. I'm like, what is necrosing? They said that means dying cells. Are you an alcoholic? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I drink every day. And they asked me, how much do I drink every day? And at this time, you guys, I was drinking about 2 bottles of wine a day. And I had to be honest, like, I was at the hospital, fuck it. Like, there's no sense of hiding now. And my mom wasn't in the room. They weren't even allowing, visitors because the COVID cases were still very high here in Georgia. This was like I said, this was back in January. So the COVID cases were still hella high. So I was just basically sitting in the room by myself in excruciating pain, and just basically fucking dying from the inside. So anyway, they're like, yeah, you're having necrosing cells. You must drink a lot. And I'm like, yeah, I drink 2 bottles of wine a day. They looked shocked. They looked like they fucking saw a Bigfoot. They were like, what? That much? That's way too much for you. No wonder your cells are dying. No wonder you have pancreatitis. I'm like, what is pancreatitis, y'all? I had never heard of pancreatitis. I felt so damn dumb. I'm like, what is pancreatitis? So basically they explained it to me that my pancreas was really swollen and it's because, alcohol, and if I don't drink, that it will go down. So me being, me hating the hospital, being uncomfortable, feeling like shit, I just wanted to get out of the hospital. Even though they told me, I think you need to stay here for a few days. I'm like, why? Is it infected? They're like, no, not yet, but it might get infected. Me being the scaredy cat I was, and me not liking that hospital because they made me wait for 2 hours in the waiting room, vomiting everywhere, I still said, hey, I don't want to stay here. I'm going to see if I can handle this at home. And the crazy thing about it was I had a GI appointment, a gastroenterologist appointment the next morning, and I didn't even get to make it to that appointment because you know what? After I signed myself out, it got worse. When I went home, when I convinced my mom to pick me up from the hospital and she brought me home, bitch, it got worse. I had to go right back to the hospital in the middle of the night. Literally, you guys, when I got home and I tried to go to sleep at home, I got extremely fucking ill. I was attempting to sleep in my bed and literally I vomited so much that I fell out of my bed. My mom came rushing to my room. I basically collapsed out of my bed from vomiting so much. And she's like, nope, you're going right back to the hospital, Olivia. You're not going to tell them that you're leaving. You better freaking stay this time. So y'all, my mom rushed me back to the hospital in the middle of the night after I, basically signed myself out against doctor's orders, which was stupid of me. But you guys, I was scared. I was scared of staying in the hospital. I was scared of, despite me being so fucking ill, my addict mind, I still had the addict mind because, you guys, I was basically still wet brain at the time. My brain was still kind of, I guess, in like a alcoholic fog, that I didn't think, hey, bitch, maybe you should listen to this doctor and actually stay. You have pancreatitis. I didn't even think it was that serious until I came back into the hospital in the middle of the night and they told me that I had sepsis and my fucking pancreas growing, which is, we all, anybody who doesn't know, sepsis is a deadly bacteria that if it gets in your bloodstream enough can fucking kill you. So I'm rushed into an actual bed, the ICU unit. I was rushed basically to the ICU because it was that bad. I was injected with a whole bunch of antibiotics. I was on 2 different types of antibiotics. They just kept, I still have the scars. Y'all can see, like, I don't know if y'all can really see this, kind of sunny out, but I still have hella scars from them basically putting a whole bunch of like IVs in me, trying to get rid of that infection. And y'all, I was going in and out of consciousness. I was confused as fuck. They had to ask me what the president was. I told them it was still Trump, and they laughed at me. They asked me what year it was. I said it was 2002 instead of 2022, bitch. I was delirious. Okay. It was that bad. I was not only going through pancreatitis, but I had an infection of sepsis, and sometimes it makes you confused. So I was fucking confused. They gave me a bunch of pain medicine, which made it worse. And I was in the ICU for 3 days. I didn't eat, you guys, for 3 days, 3 to 4 days. I was vomiting everything, even the water. So I didn't even get to eat actual ice chips until the 3rd day, I believe. And everything was like, everything was just basically shot up in me. All of my medicine, all of my water, everything that I needed, all the nutrients was all just in my veins. And I was just kind of in a fog for about 3 or 4 days. On the 4th day, I finally asked them, "Hey, doctor, can I ever drink again?" The doctor looked at me and was like, "Are you serious? You almost died. You were this close to death." That's what the doctor literally did. The doctor did this and said I was this close to death because I waited so long to basically get real treatment. He said, if you would have waited a few more hours or another day, you probably would have died of dehydration and sepsis. The sepsis would have gotten to your bloodstream and killed you, or you would have died from dehydration. And you're asking me about alcohol. He said, all of this is because of your alcoholism. You have half damaged. You have a half damaged pancreas. Half of your cells are dead. You have a lot of fluid around your pancreas. That's just floating. You're just floating. Your pancreas is floating in toxins. You cannot drink ever again. You've maxed out your drinking. You've just maxed it out, Olivia. You're gonna have to be sober. And if you drink ever again, you'll probably die very soon. Your pancreas cannot take it. Your pancreas cannot take alcohol anymore. You guys, I had never been so sad in my life. It almost felt like part of me died. Like, he said that half my pancreas was basically dead and it cannot take alcohol, bitch. I cried. I remember calling my mom. This is when I was finally in like a normal hospital room. I was calling my mom. I was like, "Mom, please call that doctor. Ask him again. Can I ever drink again? He told me I can never drink again. And I don't know if I heard him right. I'm still on all this pain medicine. Maybe it was a dream. Please just ask him." Y'all, I didn't even believe it. That's how in denial I was of how bad my addiction was that I didn't even believe the doctor when he told me all that at first. And my mom called the doctor and she's like, yeah, he was telling you the truth. This wasn't a dream. You really messed up your pancreas. Like, your pancreas is halfway dead. Y'all, I was devastated. And I still felt like shit. And I was more sad that I couldn't drink ever again, more than the fact that half my pancreas was basically dead. So I spent about 2 weeks in the hospital. I finally got out, I think on January 30th or January 31st, I believe. I finally got out. And I still was hurting. So I was still hurting, even though they told me, "Oh, it'll heal. Your pancreas might heal in a few weeks. Just give it time. Just rest. Don't drink alcohol. Don't eat fried foods. Eat soft foods. Eat Jell-O. Eat pudding. Don't eat nothing crazy. You'll heal." No, I started having shooting pains again, you guys. A week later, I was right back in the hospital. So I think like the 2nd week of February, I was like right back in the hospital, feeling bad as fuck. And they did another CT scan. They're like, "Yeah, the pancreatitis is still there. Your infection is gone. The sepsis is gone, but you still have pancreatitis. Have you been drinking?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "Oh, well, it's still swollen. You still have a lot of fluid. Do you want to get drained? Do you want surgery? Because the fluid should have already went down by now." I'm like, "No. Is there any way you guys can just keep me for a few nights and see if it goes down?" And they did. I was there for, I think, like a weekend. This was like the 2nd week of February. I don't know. It was like right before Valentine's Day. So I was in the hospital again with the same shit. And and they let me go, and I still felt like shit. So fast forward to now, I saw my GI doctor, last week, because, I did an MRI about 2 weeks ago, because she still wanted to monitor my symptoms because, like I said, I severely damaged my pancreas. Half of it was dead. And, she did the MRI, and she told me that basically my pancreas is still swollen.
And I now not only is it still swollen, I have a lot of fluid around it. And I have a blockage in my pancreas, like a little blood clot in it. And now, you guys, I'm facing having to get surgery. I see a surgeon next week and to talk about draining my fluids, because my GI doctor said it's been almost 2 months since your first initial pancreas attack. Your pancreas should have, went down. You shouldn't have all this fluid, and you damn sure shouldn't have a blockage. So basically, you guys, now I have to worry about actually getting surgery. I'm getting a consultation next week with a surgeon about getting the blockage out, because it's basically like a blood clot, and getting the fluid just drained out of me. And I don't know how consistent I'm going to be with my videos, but I'm going to take you guys on this journey with me, because I needed to talk about this. This shit is bothering me. I can't drink anymore because I fucked up my pancreas this bad. Now I have to have surgery. My pancreas is still swollen. I'm still having a lot of pain. I'm still taking pain pills. Been exhausted. I haven't been able to, and now I have diabetes as well. It's so bad that my pancreas hadn't healed. And it can't make insulin, so now I have to take insulin. I'm diabetic because of it, and now I have to get it drained because it never healed. And I'm just kind of mad that they didn't keep me longer or made me get surgery when I was in the hospital. Now I have to do this shit all over again. So I don't know how consistent I'm going to be, but I had to talk about this, y'all. I've been gone way too fucking long, and I know you guys probably miss my ass. Okay, and just pray for me, you guys. I don't know what, I mean, I haven't been drinking. I've been sober for about, I guess, 42 days now. I mean, what else do you want from me, pancreas? I don't know what else my pancreas wants from me, bitch. Okay, so anyway, I'm just exhausted. I'm mentally, emotionally exhausted, and I am not looking forward to getting surgery. All right, bye. This is proof for the bitches who may say I'm lying or exaggerating. No, bitch, this is how I looked back in January. I was sick as hell on oxygen, and I looked like I was 12 months pregnant, bitch. It was so embarrassing. Say no to drinking.